What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is absolutely gorgeous out here today. By the way, I mean, we got to stop and take a look for 1 second. If you know, you know. But anyway, we're outside because it's so nice out. Tomorrow is supposed to rain, of course, so we're going to be forced to go back inside. But hopefully later on, we are going to start working on the D200. First up on today's list is working on the Peterbilt. If you guys missed the last Peterbilt video, let me just catch you up really quick. We got our new boot ring installed. We got our new flat top cap, top, whatever you want to call it, set on there. This thing fits pretty good, but the task for this morning is to get this thing massaged on here and fitted up completely. As you can see, some of these aftermarket tops, which this one is, just require a little bit of grinding in the corners to get it to sit completely flat. We've got some cleanup to do up here on this edge. Once all of that is done, we can kind of set this thing back on here and drill all of our holes. So a little bit of a tedious task. We're gonna pop this top off and start working on getting this thing to fit 100% perfect before we do any type of paint work. So we've got some other parts that go along with that top, which I'll show you guys, but I just wanna start getting moving on the top here. And then these little corner pieces, we can move the finger opposite here. So these little corner pieces we also have to make and get those holes drilled out as well. So that is what we are going to focus on and hopefully get that knocked out later on. Look forward to hopefully some big D200 progress as well. So anyway, let's get working. Well, I think I've finally come to the realization of what everyone talks about when they say good luck with those aftermarket tops. So we have been grinding for the last 4 hours on the inside of this top to kind of make this thing fit as good as possible. Now you can kind of see that corner's popped up. I haven't hit that one down yet, but as we're hitting this thing down around, you know, you get a side that pops up. So what we're going to end up having to do is, you can kind of see I've got my first huck kind of pinned right here, and what we're gonna have to do is basically go around and pin each corner as we force it down. So I'm not complaining that it's a tight fit, but man, I have been grinding on this thing for, oop, I missed a step there. Wow, that could have been bad. But anyway, we've been grinding on this dang thing. I've got fiberglass all over me. I know you guys are gonna give me crap about my proper protective fiberglass grinding material, but I think we're in good shape for that. I'd like to try and continue moving on, but we're gonna have to stop that for a minute as soon as we get that done, because we need to get on here. What we're working on today on Project D200 is we are going to be removing all of the factory cab mounts, which we are not going to be using, all of the factory bed mounts, some of the stuff that's in the back there for the flatbed that was on here. So all of that needs to get removed because our man Kyle from Rustic Nail is on his way over later today, and we're gonna try and get that body put on that cab, that chassis. So a lot of can you tell we're kind of sporadic all over the place, very, very busy. So I'm trying to get as much done as possible, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, is that we're getting things done, we're working. If that took me double the time, it doesn't really matter. We're just getting it done, you know. So that's the way I kind of feel about it. I want to pause real quick for two things right here. Number one, you guys know good buddy Mark, who's going to help us paint this. We'll get into that maybe a little bit later, but we're going to be going up and visiting everybody back home, and me and Mark are going to hang out. We're going to paint that, but you guys know, if you've been around for a while, Mark has a extended cab first gen project that kind of is exactly like this truck over here. His is 4-wheel drive, but it is an extended cab long bed truck. So I'm walking over here just to kind of give you guys an example. Mark's truck came from the Northeast and it's a little rusty. So do me a favor. I've very rarely asked you guys to go out of your way to do something for me. This is actually not for me. It's for Mark. Mark is looking, and when Mark's looking, that means I'm looking, and when I'm looking, that means all of you guys are looking. So I don't care what you have to do. We need to find Mark a clean 8-foot bed, and we need to find a clean extended cab. Extended cab. So he's looking for a cab. The cab is the most important. The bed really is kind of like, we can search for that a little bit later, but he wants to finish up the cab. It doesn't need to have anything else. It's just literally the cab. His cab supports underneath are in bad shape. I believe he's got like the fenders, everything. He's got doors. The interior is not really, it's literally just the bare cab. It doesn't matter if it's gas, it doesn't matter if it's diesel. Even, I don't care if I have to buy another donor truck that's maybe even gas. Doesn't matter if it's 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. We're just looking for a clean cab and a clean bed. Please and thank you. Again, not for me, for my man Mark. And Mark has bent over backwards to help me every single time I need something. So if anybody deserves a little bit of help, it is Mark. So please help me help Mark. Also, the change that came out of this truck, we went through all of the, well, I wouldn't say we, I'm gonna say Allie. So we posted it on Instagram and we posted it on here. Now, the guy on YouTube that commented the exact amount, we can't, YouTube is very hard to communicate. All I can do is really comment on your comment, but if this is you, reach out to me. Either send me a DM on Instagram, send me an email, which is down below. Hunter Smith is the only one that got the exact change amount. I believe it was $37.14. Now on Instagram, White Second Gen Stouter, Ryan Stouter. I believe we're going to reach out to you. I believe you were the closest one on Instagram. Still not exact. So we're going to take care of you guys. Again, Hunter Smith, if that was you, let me know so we can get you taken care of. $37 came out of this bad boy. By the time this video goes up, I'm not sure if you guys need anything else. The only things that I have left, and again, I don't want to ship anything. I believe we have the hood and the grill. Which are not really spoken for yet. Some interest, but not really locked down yet. So hood, support, and grill in really good shape. Heated and powered tow mirrors. And I believe that's it. I got the seats still. The seats are kind of amped, but again, not going to ship them. Got the back seats, got the front seats. The dash is in complete misery and despair. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I got the factory intercooler and the factory intercooler pipes, which are in great shape. Let me just see. I believe, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Everything else is gone, spoken for, and everything else is just going to be trash. So anyway, let's try and pin this thing down. Maybe get a couple holes drilled, and then work on that baby over there. What we are trying to accomplish right now, before we start chopping off all of the existing body and cab mounts, just trying to get some of this wiring out of the way. That way, the less stuff that's kind of in the way. Not sure what we're going to do with the ABS as of right now. I'm not even sure if we'll reuse it, but everything is still connected here. So it's just trying to remove any excess cables and wiring that are kind of just in our way as of right now. The less that's in the way, the better. I'm not sure how much of this we're actually going to reuse or not, but we're saving it for now. Hey, thanks. Wheel crew, Muscle's here. Muscle's in the house. All right, fast forward a little bit of time. We got our best friends out here. We're speeding along through today because I feel like I'm running. I feel like I'm running today, but that's okay. Went ahead and removed the master cylinder, the ABS, just to give us a little bit more room. All the battery cables are now off. We are finally ready to start torching off these mounts. So that is what we are going to jump to. Kyle, I believe, is going to be here in no time, so a little bit of a run and gun day, trying to get that stuff done, trying to get this stuff done. We actually, Allie actually figured out, not only muscle and brains, Allie actually figured out that the roof bows were not allowing the roof to sit down. That's the reason why it was kind of teeter-tottering, so I think we need to modify just the roof bows just slightly to have them drop down just a little bit. But again, whew, all right, let's start torching this stuff off. Well, there is no turning back now. All of the cab and bed mounts are officially chopped off this thing. We didn't go crazy. We didn't get super close. We just kind of roughly chopped them off. That way nothing's in the way when we go to set this bad boy on here. The weather is starting to look a little less bright. So hopefully it holds off until we can at least get this thing set on here. I don't know. I am excited. This very well could be a very big day for this project, but man, oh man. Got the fuel tank out of here. I kind of dropped it out of the way just to kind of get some of this not so close. I'm not sure if we're going to actually use this fuel tank or not. Oh, that's the one thing huge. You guys know I always come to you for assistance. So we were talking about reusing these cab mounts for the new ones. Once we make the new mounts using these, but if you look at each one of these, they're actually all different. They all have different kind of patterns right here in each bushing. So I kind of want to use ones that all have the same pattern. You can kind of see like this one's got a notch over here and here. This one's got one. This one's got it over here. So each one of those 1, 2, 3, 4 that we chopped off, they're not all uniform. So I like the fact that these are super heavy duty. These would have worked really well. I'm not sure. I know S&B makes replacement cab mounts. We're looking for a heavy-duty cab mount option that is all the same. We need to get those so we know the hole diameter to cut in the new mounts that we are going to make once that thing is set on there. So maybe some of you Ford guys can tell me if the Ford ones are all the same, like puck diameter. Just trying to do a little bit of research here because we obviously need those as soon as possible. I do know a lot of you guys wanted this thing to kind of stay exactly kind of the ride height that it is right now, but like Kyle mentioned when he dropped this thing off, there's two stipulations. He's got to do the first burnout and it's got to go up. So this thing is going to get lifted. We're not going to be doing probably anything crazy, 14 to 20 inches of lift, but as of right now, it is definitely going to be lifted up quite a bit. Obviously, you guys know we work with Thurn quite a bit. Maybe we'll try and run their 6-inch system on this chassis. That should give it a good look. Definitely run some like 37s, 38s, who knows? But as far as I know, I think Kyle's still on his way over here. He's bringing Forky McForkson over to help us lift this thing up. As we are waiting for Kyle to show up, a little bit more updates on the top fitment. We went ahead and removed our roof supports, and I'm not sure, again, aftermarket stuff, you know, is always a little challenging. Our rooftop is actually hitting this top header support piece here. So we need to kind of take this off maybe one last time before we're able to go ahead and drill all these holes, but we're getting it slowly but surely. As you can see, we got the fitment, but we need the top just to come down, the corner to come down. What are you yelling over here? But anyway, we're getting it. It's just you know, aftermarket stuff. Fitment here, fitment there, tweak here, tweak there. So we're gonna get it, obviously, but I think for now, because of the impending weather, and Kyle should be here, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this back up, but shouldn't be really too much longer until we are able to drill all of our holes and cross that off the list until everything is painted. That's how we're doing it. She's perfect. She's up. Oh, she's up. Alright guys, so I know that it is pretty dark, it's pretty hard to see. We kind of got shut down by the rain, unfortunately. As you guys might be able to see a little bit here, maybe I'll walk back here. You can see that we've got the cab hovering over the body. Not exactly where it is going to be, but able enough to kind of get our straps out from underneath of it and kind of have it sitting, I wouldn't even call it roughly where it's gonna be. The thing's gotta shift to the front a little bit. It's gotta get dropped down. But for the little amount of time that we had before it started raining, downpouring on us, just to have this here and we can kind of adjust and move this thing around is a huge step forward. So we didn't get a chance to put the bed on it. Super pumped, super excited. This is going to be good. Like I am extremely excited for this project. It's been a long day. We're out here in the rain kind of wrapping things up. Got Kyle loaded up. Huge thank you to Kyle. Wouldn't have been possible without him lending a hand. Looks like the rain is actually starting to pick up again, so we are gonna wrap up this video, guys, but that is the progress for today. You guys always hear me say, looks like I got a little sun today out here, but you guys always hear me say it. I feel like it's important to kind of reiterate right now today. We didn't really cross anything off the list today, but we were out here all day long getting things done, getting things accomplished. This stuff takes time, and you just got to get out here, you got to get working, you got to get it done, and today felt extremely satisfying. And again, we didn't really cross anything off the list, but we're making huge progress because this stuff takes time to figure out. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling, but you guys get the point. Get out there, get some work done. That's going to wrap up this video. Hit the like button before you leave, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys tomorrow. See ya.